Hello, my name is Wes Sego, and this is SDI Term 1208. This is Project Assignment 3, and in this little video I'm going to talk about this week's project and the problems that I encountered with it, things that I discovered, how this builds on previous things that I've learned so far in SDI, and how I think this will help me in the future. And I'm also going to talk a little bit about the Google Docs drawing program that we had to work on this week and making our own flowchart. As far as problems that I encountered this week, my real problems were with the Google Docs program. I just hate it. I can't stand the program. I think that my story probably got a little bit too large and can't fit it all on one page, and I struggled a little bit with that. I had an issue with downloading it and installing it. They've recently changed to Google Drive, so there's it didn't follow the video, and of course Google wants you to install Google Drive first, and that didn't go very well. There's kind of like a bug in it or something like that, and about 20 minutes into working on the project, it kept saying, do you want to install this? And I was working on the software, so I was quite confident that it was installed. So, but anyway, I played with that for a couple of hours. I never really did get that to the point where I was happy with it. My story, unfortunately, just grew to the point of being so large that there was no way that was all going to fit on one page. So it doesn't really reflect my story very accurately. But after I spent about 2 hours messing with the whole thing, I really just thought, my time is very limited, and it would be better spent trying to learn JavaScript and not playing with Google Docs in-app program, to say the least. But other than that, I didn't really have a whole lot of trouble with the JavaScript this week. I mean, after I got going, I probably started and stopped and started over 3 or 4 different times. And same thing as usual. I'm really working a lot of hours this month, and I probably would have liked to have dedicated a lot more time and been a little bit more focused on it. But life calls. But in the process of creating the flowchart this afternoon and this evening, I realized that in my final rewrite, I left out a couple of things. But once I had invested that much into it, getting the flowchart thing somewhat, and I shouldn't even say close because I'm really not happy with the flowchart. But once I got to that point, I said, that's it. I'll be short a couple of things and I'll move on. So as far as things that I think will build further on my education in JavaScript, I did get a little bit more experience with returning values, and of course I'm sure everyone got a lot more experience playing with objects, kind of getting into how that works, and I thought that was pretty cool actually after I got it going. So and really that's how I think it's going to help in the future. I mean, these programs tend to give you about 80% of the information, and you're kind of left to go grab that other 20% however you can. And I think that's really putting us under the gun to get that is what actually gets you learning this stuff. As far as the flowchart thing goes, I think that I'm probably I gave myself a little bit too much latitude, and my story grew into a novel. So obviously that's why it wouldn't fit on the flowchart. I find it a lot easier for me personally to work within those constraints. Somebody to say, hey, this is what I want, great, I'll build it. Going the other route and giving me the liberty to do it, I tend to overthink things, and I attempt to try things in different ways. So that could get out of hand pretty quick. But my story was pretty goofy, and it's the same story that I've been working on for the last couple of weeks, but it turned out well. So I hope everyone else had a great week, and thanks for listening.